So now in this video I thought we would do something different. I got this little mini solar panel right here, and this is how I first got my practice doing solar stuff. So I don't do a lot of solar stuff, but this helped me get a little jump start without spending a lot of money. So I think that's the size 80 by 55 millimeter, I believe. But in case, there's a couple pads down there. I took some wires, put a loop on them, filled the inside of that loop, and the pad right there with solder to make a connection. And then I just taped down the wires right there to give us stability. And I'm going to plug it in the breadboard just to give us an easier way to measure it. I got alligator clips that have jumpers attached to them right there. And they're back here. And maybe I should have moved them before I put that down. But in case, I can plug this into the board. And then to the same rows right there. We're not taking power, and I just kind of have the light there because it washes out the display. I'm on the wrong row. So that's one thing. If your circuits don't work, make sure everything's plugged in to the proper spots. But yeah, that's it. Now we got a connection to the negative side there and a connection to the positive side over there. So now, when it comes to the multimeter, first we're going to measure voltage. And I don't have to move the red probe for voltage. I can leave the black probe where it is right here. A lot of multimeters, you never move the black probe. We have a situation here though. If I'm not sure how much current this could provide, then I want to go to the 20 amp setting. I'll have to move the red probe and put it to 20 amps. But I happen to know that it is below 200 milliamps. So I'm going to be able to take the red probe and just go to this spot right there. So you see it's yellow. That's because you can see that we got capacitor right there. So that's where the red probe goes for capacitor. It is the only red one right there. If I want to measure capacitance, then I pluck the black probe and put it over where you see capacitance right there. That's why it's yellow. It could be either red or black going there, depending on what's the symbol. So just thought I would kind of cover that. I don't use this multimeter very often. But yeah, we should be pretty good at 20 volts right there. So now I got things better positioned right here. We can turn the power on. It's usually pretty safe to measure voltage. The main problem is you might have a probe that touches two parts of the circuit with positive and negative power, and you could short circuit part of the circuitry. But as far as the meter is concerned, usually it's pretty safe when it comes to measuring voltage. So yeah, there you can see we got less than 5 volts, but I got the lamp up here, and I could bring this closer to the lamp. I did that earlier. I did get up to 6 volts, but instead I'm going to take a flashlight, and I got to cover the whole area. If I shadow part of it, you're going to see, even if I get closer. Actually, that didn't do too bad right there. But yeah, voltage is going down. Even though technically we got more light on it, it wasn't on the full panel. So that's something to keep aware of. You got to be careful when it comes to shading on panels. You lose voltage. So now I got a second flashlight. I'm not sure if there's a backlight is should be on. There we go. Backlight is definitely on. I thought there'd be like a little light symbol. So now I got two flashlights. Let's see if we can, yeah, we got a higher voltage right there. So when it comes to the voltage, there kind of becomes a point where, more light won't really raise the voltage, but it should provide a lot more current. So now that brings us to current. We want to unplug the multimeter at this point because we don't want to be running current while we change settings. We are going to move the probe to milliamps, but before we do, I will set it. I already know it's less than 200 milliamps of current that we're going to get, so we can go there. Again, if I wasn't sure, we could go to 20 amps, go there, make sure it's less than 200 milliamps, and then at that point, jump over, work our way down. But here, we're just going to measure milliamps right there. So be aware when you change what you measure, you might have to change the settings, where the probes go and stuff. Obviously, you have to change the settings, but also where the probes go. So now, it should be safe to measure current, and we put current through the meter. So this is open circuit. It would be OC when you look at larger panels. That's what this means. There's no load attached to it. And there you can see just from this light bar here, when I shade it a little bit, it's going to go down. We can get about half of a milliamp of current. Not much. it will do a lot better if I get it close. Probably similar to what a flashlight here does when I get it close. So there you can see we got about 16 milliamps of current, and which is actually just a little bit more than I thought we would get. And I'm going to put the second flashlight there, and there you can see we got quite a bit more current. So I don't know how much light I would need to start getting close to like sunlight level, but yeah, there we can see we got about 30. If I pull one away, we lose about half, and then put it back, pull away the other one, again, we lose about half right there. Even though it doesn't really look like it's terribly brighter on the panel, it is getting more light, and thus we are getting more current. So now, of course, if you don't have a flashlight sitting around, which I think you should, I think that should be one of your first electronics purchases. But I'll just bring this up to the lamp right there. You can't really see that. But yeah, you could still do this just with the lamp. Bring it closer to the lamp. And that's probably about as good as I can do right there. But again, we're just kind of getting practice with basic electronic principles and stuff. In this case, it's solar. We got light there, and we got power coming out of it. Voltage and current. We haven't done anything with that power yet. I'm trying to think of something small scale that I could do with that. But for now, we got that. When you use a multimeter to measure a current, I really recommend getting it off of measuring current as soon as possible. Make sure everything is disconnected right there, and set it to voltage. You know, maybe the higher the voltage, the better. But almost everything I measure is under 20 volts, so we should measure that. And I don't think it's going to hurt the meter to measure quite a bit more than 20 volts. But when it comes to current, there's fuses inside that are meant to blow if you measure much more current than what you have set there, and the probe in the right spot. So be aware of that. This particular meter has a power button, which is also the light button. Back lights on, back lights off right there. Got to hold it down and make sure it turns off right there. I don't know if this one auto turns off if you leave it on or not. Probably starts beeping at some point. I don't use this one a lot anymore, so I haven't forgotten to turn it off in a long time. But any case, again, just a simple one way to practice basic electronics without spending a lot of money. Multimeters are common. Alligator clips are common. Here you could just clip, just buy ones. Make sure you get high quality though, where it's alligator clips on both sides. I just crimped this onto breadboard jumpers right there. But then you could like crimp them to these wires, which you can buy little panels like this with wires already attached. They cost quite a bit more. So I recommend, you know, just getting some wire and small wire, solid wire, and practice soldering. You know, soldering iron right there. Other basic stuff. So maybe I'll make videos on that. I don't know where I put these other panels. But, you know, this is all just good little practice stuff. And everything you learn and get used to when you practice this applies to larger scale projects too. So you won't be able to just do massive projects right after you experiment with little projects. But you'll figure out how to do those massively large projects a lot quicker when you have a little bit of experience with smaller scale stuff. So I recommend that. So in any case, rambled on long enough. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you check out one of the other videos I'm posting on the screen, and check out the links down below. They all help a lot. I'll see you in the next video.